We are all connected. Every living being united in a single glorious existence. Open yourself to the universe, Commander. Embrace eternity.
Okay. Okay. This is something more. Okay, that was interesting.
I have given you the cipher, just as it was given to Saren. The ancestral memories of the Protheans are part of you now.
Are you alright, Shepard? What'd she do?
I saw something. It still didn't make any sense.
You have been given a great gift. The experience of an entire people. It will take time for your mind to process this information.
Okay,
You look a little queasy. We should get you back to the ship.
that's probably a good idea.
I'm sorry if you have suffered, but there was no other way. You needed the cipher. In time, it will help you understand the vision from the beacon.
So, yeah, what do we do with her?
Now that you're free of the Thorian, what are you planning to do next?
If you allow it, I would like to stay here with the colonists. They have suffered greatly, and I played a role in their suffering. I would like to make amends.
I'm willing to give her the benefit of the doubt and let her help the colonists, because they're going to need all the help they can get to get back on their feet. Honestly, it's probably a slim chance that this colony survives at all. So maybe leaving her here isn't necessarily the forgiveness for all the wrong she's done that it might seem.
The colonists will need all the help they can get. They'll be happy to have you on their side.
Thank you, Commander. May fortune smile upon you.
Hello everyone, I am Errant Wizard and welcome back to Let's Play Mass Effect. As you can see, we've warped ahead just a little bit. They warped us back to the colony after we freed Chiala, which I think was pretty handy of them. While we were cut, I did change some of my equipment and some of my abilities, and as you can see, Shepard now has a spiffy new outfit in bright orange and white, perfect for camouflaging in, I don't know, a creamsicle factory or something. Anyway, she has a new outfit, new set of armor, but she does match Ashley's armor. Ashley is wearing the same set, just the heavy armor version, so she's got a lot of extra pads and stuff, which is great. So yeah, last time we defeated the Thorian and rescued Chiala, and we decided that even though she had been working with Saren, apparently she made it sound like she wasn't really doing it of her own free will entirely. So we've given her a little bit of reprieve and allowed her to stay with the colonists and help them try and rebuild. So we're going to talk to her real quick and see if she has any more insights into Saren and his operation.
I will do what I can to assist the colony in this difficult time. I am ashamed of the damage done to the lives of these people.
Okay, it's admirable sentiment. So we can ask her about Sovereign. Sovereign was the name she gave for Saren's flagship, that giant ship we saw all the way back at Eden Prime.
Tell me more about this ship Saren has.
Sovereign is alien. I do not know how it was built or where it comes from. Its design does not match that of any known spacefaring species. It dwarfs any vessel in the Citadel or Alliance fleets. Its weapons are devastating, its defenses virtually impenetrable. With it, Saren believes he is unstoppable.
Well, that doesn't sound good. And she also says it helps him control people. So, that's great.
You said Saren uses it to manipulate his followers.
The indoctrination. There is an energy about Sovereign. You feel drawn to the ship. It makes Saren's arguments more persuasive, more compelling. Spend enough time in Sovereign's presence and you will lose yourself. There is no other way to explain it.
The other thing she talked about is that she was part of Matriarch Benezia's school, coven. I'm not exactly sure how best to describe it. But she was one of Matriarch Benezia's followers, and Benezia joined Saren, and she came along with him.
I want to know more about Benezia.
Benezia was greatly respected among our people. A powerful biotic, even for an Asari. She was widely known as a teacher of philosophy and religion. She always sought the paths of peace and harmony. She joined with Saren because she hoped to turn him away from his path of destruction.
Okay, so again, noble intentions, but didn't exactly go as planned, apparently.
Instead, she became one of his most powerful allies.
As I mentioned before, Matriarch Benezia underestimated Saren. Be sure you do not make the same mistake.
Fair enough. So what can you tell me about the man himself?
What else can you tell me about Saren?
There is little I could tell you that you do not already know. He's powerful, he's charismatic, and he is dangerous. Once I followed him, blind to his true nature. But now I see he's leading the galaxy into an age of darkness and suffering.
Yeah, okay, alright, we still don't know exactly what his plan is. We know he's looking for the conduit, and we know he's, at least the Geth believe he's trying to bring back the Reapers, but beyond that we really don't know what his ultimate goal is. And apparently she doesn't really know either. Let's see, what else did she learn about the Thorian? She was linked to it, mind linked to it, at least partially, so maybe she has some insight into what that thing was.
Is there anything else you can tell me about the Thorian?
When the creature enveloped me, I became part of it, but I still don't truly understand it. So alien, so ancient. Its exact age is impossible to know. It measured time differently. 10,000 years of hibernation broken by a few frantic centuries of activity. Its mind was awesome, magnificent. It transcended all classification. And now it is gone.
Okay.
Don't tell me you feel sorry for that thing.
The Thorian was a unique life form. A sentient being that lived for 50,000 years, maybe more. There is nothing even remotely like it in the known galaxy. I'm grateful you saved me from a life of thraldom. Yet I cannot help but feel some sorrow for the loss of such a rare and remarkable creature.
That's fair. Personally, I always get a little upset when they tear down beautiful statues and artwork and stuff just because they were monuments to terrible people. But so yeah, I can understand her getting lamenting the fact that this great thing that was unique in the universe is gone, even though it was absolutely terrible. And maybe we could have learned something from it, but really, even if we had learned anything, we probably would just end up thralls, and yeah, that wouldn't help anybody. So
I want to know more about you.
There is nothing remarkable about me. I was merely one of Matriarch Benezia's disciples. For nearly 2 centuries, I followed her, learning at her feet. When Benezia revealed her plan to join Saren, she gave her disciples a choice. Only those who were willing had to follow her. Many felt her plan was too dangerous, but I believed in her. I thought she could turn Saren away from his insanity. Instead, we joined him in it.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, so Shiala sounds like, she seems to, to have her mind back now, and she seems to really regret what they had to do when she was sort of controlled by Saren. We still need to know exactly what it is, what gives him this power and ability. I mean, Turians themselves don't have this ability. Apparently it comes from this ship that he found that Shiala has no idea where it came from or who built it or how old it is. So yeah, a lot of unanswered questions.
Farewell, Shiala.
Farewell, Commander. I wish you well in your hunt.
But yeah, with that, that pretty much wraps up what we're going to do here on Feros. So let's head back out here, and then there's one other person we can talk to on our way out, and that is this Solarian here named Lidra. Lidra was here when we first arrived on Feros. Some of you guys might have noticed him as we were coming through. I didn't speak to him. I cut that part out of that episode because it was running on a little bit long. But basically he just said that he was a traveling merchant and then decided to stay because it's such a beautiful place. Doesn't it just look pristine? But, obviously he was controlled by the Thorian just like everyone else, and he couldn't leave. But he is a merchant, and he does sell some upgrades for our weapons. We're not going to buy any from them right now because I haven't sold everything. But he does have one thing we need, so let's go ahead and talk to him.
I never thought I would be so thrilled to see a soldier. Forgive my previous inaction, but under the Thorian's influence, every thought was examined and filtered.
Yeah, no, that's fair. So, we can ask him what he has for sale.
Let me see what you have in stock.
Of course. Return in the future, and I may even have more to see.
And what he has is, as I said, some upgrades. These are better than what we have, but they are kind of expensive. I'd need to sell things, which I'm not going to do right now. But one thing he does have is one of these licenses. If you guys will remember, way back when we first were given the Normandy, and we were exploring a little bit, we spoke to the Alliance Requisition Officer, and he said that he had specialized items that we could purchase from him, but his selection was limited, and he'd have more items if we could find licenses. And so merchants all around the galaxy where we go, they will have these licenses that we can purchase, like this one here for the Haliat Armory, and this will unlock new items in his store. I have absolutely no idea what items this actually gives access to. I usually just buy them all anyway, because I like having everything unlocked, and it gives me a sense of completion. So we'll go ahead and purchase this one. It's expensive, but not, ridiculously expensive. So we'll go ahead and buy that. And so now we've got those unlocked for the Alliance Requisition Officer. So let's head back to the Normandy and get out of here. See where we're going to go next.
Stand by, shore party. Decontamination in progress.
Are you okay, Commander? You look a little pale.
It's that damn cipher. That Asari messed you up good. And for what? We still don't know where to find the stupid conduit. What a waste.
She said it could take a while. I needed the cipher. It's going to lead us to the conduit. I'm just not sure how yet.
We still have another lead, Commander. That Asari scientist in the Artemis Tau cluster, the Matriarch's daughter. She's an expert on the Protheans. Maybe she knows
That's
something.
actually a really good point. We did hear about her. She was at some dig site, and she, like Caden says, she's the daughter of Matriarch Benezia, and apparently her followers are a key part of Saren's plan. So, yeah, we need to learn about the Protheans. We need to learn about her. That sounds like the best place to go next.
Don't worry. We'll deal with her soon enough. Crew dismissed.
I've sent off the Feros report, Commander. You want me to patch you through to the Council?
Sure. So, yeah, every time we finish up one of these major story planets, we'll have a chance to make contact with the Council. who we officially work for, and talk with them and report in and maybe get some advice or leads from them.
Patch him through, Joker.
Setting up the link now, Commander.
Commander, Exogenia should have told us about the Thorian. It would have made your job
Yeah,
much
it
easier.
probably would have.
You might have been able to capture it for study instead of destroying it.
Exogeny tried to study it. Look how that turned out.
Perhaps it's for the best then. At least the colony was saved.
Of course it was saved. Shepard would go to any lengths to help a human colony.
Oh, that's real nice. Yeah, I don't even have anything to say to you.
Goodbye, Counselor.
Oh, lost the connection, ma'am. Sorry.
Thank you, Joker. So yeah, that's most of those conversations with the council. Most of the time, it's the Turian counselor, and he's just going to try and get under our skin and ridicule us and all sorts of stuff. But anyway, there is a codex entry we can grab here. That gives us a little bit of extra experience. And then if we head out here, we're back on the bridge. We could go right up there to the galaxy map and pick our next destination. But before we do, I'm going to go ahead and take a little tour around the ship and meet some of the people we didn't get a chance to speak to last time. But yeah, let's talk to the Joker. He's our pilot. He doesn't come with us on missions. He usually stays up here on the ship. So let's talk to him and see if we can learn a little bit more about what he's all about.
Hey, Commander, next time we touch down, let's try not to park the ship in a colony of mutant zombies. Just thinking out loud here.
That's a fair point, Joker. I can't argue with that.
How's the Normandy performing? Is she everything they said she'd be?
She's the best ship in the fleet. If you've got a pilot who knows how to handle her. Balance isn't what you'd expect. Takes a while to get used to that oversized drive core we got stuffed in the back, and her power can sneak up on you if you're not careful. The Normandy's probably too much ship for your average Alliance pilot, Commander. Lucky for you, I'm anything but average.
Fair enough. Yeah, let's have a chat.
I like to know my crew. Mind if I ask you a few questions?
I can see where this is going. You did a background check on me, didn't you?
No.
Well, I'll tell you the same thing I told the captain. You want me as your pilot. I'm not good. I'm not even great. I am the best damn helmsman in the Alliance fleet. Top of my class in flight school, I earned that. All those commendations in my file, I earned every single one. Those weren't given to me as charity for my disease.
Wait, what?
What are you talking about? Are you sick?
You mean you didn't know? Oh, crap. Okay, I've got Vrolik syndrome, brittle bone disease. The bones in my legs never develop properly. They're basically hollow, too much force and they'll shatter. Even with crutches and my leg braces, it's hard to get around. One wrong step and crack! It's very dramatic, but I've learned to manage my condition, Commander. Put the Normandy in my hands and I'll make her dance for you. Just don't ask me to get up and dance unless, you like the sound of snapping shin bones.
Ew, yeah, that doesn't sound great. Yeah, so, again, one of the things I love about this game is that they take the time to give a little bit of backstory to some of these minor characters. They gave a whole story to Shiala as to why she ended up there. They give backstory to our first officer, Navigator Presley, to give him a little bit of flavor. We'll meet Engineer Adams downstairs in the engine room, and he's got a little story about where he's come from too. And I really like that. It makes the ship really feel more alive rather than just only talking to our squad mates. So yeah, we can ask Joker about his nickname. Obviously, his parents didn't name him Joker.
Why does everyone call you Joker?
It's a lot shorter than saying Alliance Flight Lieutenant Jeff Moreau. Plus, I love to make little children laugh.
I was just thinking how much you remind me of Santa Claus.
Look, I didn't pick the name. One of the instructors in flight school used to bug me about never smiling. She started calling me Joker, and it stuck.
Why didn't you ever smile?
Hey, I worked my ass off in flight school, Commander. The world's not gonna hand you anything if you go around grinning like an idiot. By the end of the year, I was the best pilot in the academy, even better than the instructors, and everybody knew it. They'd all got their asses kicked by the sickly kid with the creaky little legs. One guess who was smiling at graduation.
No, that's a fair point.
I have to go.
Alright, see ya.
Alright, so, Joker, yeah, he's not going to be coming with us on any missions, obviously, but he is an amazing pilot, and we'll be talking with him on the radio through most of our missions, so. So if we come downstairs here, there's one other person here on the crew deck. Over on the other side is the infirmary where we spoke with Dr. Chakwas, but we've already spoken to her, so let's go ahead and talk to Caden and see what he has to say.
Commander, do you have a minute?
What's on your mind, Lieutenant?
Off the record, I think there's something wrong here. This Saren is trading people to aliens for some kind of lost knowledge, but we can't get backup from the Council? Sorry, Commander. There's writing on the wall here, but someone isn't reading it.
Yeah, you said it.
The Council doesn't want to believe anything's wrong. I'd call it human nature, but...
I hear you. It just seems like a group that's been around as long as the Council should see this coming. I mean, it's funny, we finally get out here, and the final frontier was already settled. And the residents don't even seem impressed by the view. Or the dangers.
Well, well. You're a romantic. Did you sign on for the dream, Malenko? Secure a man's future in space?
Yeah, I read a lot of those books when I was a kid, where the hero goes to space to prove himself worthy of a woman he loves, or, you know, for justice. Maybe I was a romantic in the beginning, but I thought about it after brain camp. Biotic acclimation and temperance training. I'm not looking for the dream. I just want to do some good. See what's out here. Sorry if I got too informal. Protocol wasn't a big focus back in Bot.
Okay.
Tell me about it.
Biotic acclimation and temperance didn't last past the airlock. To the kids they hauled in, it was brain camp. Sorry, hauled in is unkind. We were encouraged to commit to an evaluation of our abilities so an understanding of biotics could be compiled. There are worse results of accidental exposure to element 0 in the womb. Beats the brain tumors some kids grew up with.
Ooh, yeah, that doesn't sound great.
Is there some question about how you were exposed?
My mother was downwind of a transport crash. It was before there were human biotics, a little after the discovery of the Martian ruins. It only gets iffy around 63 when Kinetics was running out of first-gen subjects. Until then, they'd relied on accidentals. A bunch of guys in suits show up at your door after school, and next thing you know, you're out on Jump Zero.
Okay, that sounds spooky. Suspicious.
Jump Zero is Gagarin Station, right? What's it like?
Yeah, that's the official name. Biggest and farthest facility we had for decades. Right on the termination shock, the outer edge of the solar system. It's where they did all the Goose Chase FTL research before we caught on to using mass effect fields. It was a sterile research platform when I was there.
There were other kids in the same boat, right? At least you weren't alone out there.
That's true. We did have a little circle that'd get together every night before lights out. We didn't have much to do, though. It was a research platform then, and Kinetics kept Jump Zero off the extranet to prevent leaks.
Okay, fair enough.
You were all teenagers. I'm sure you found other ways to occupy the time.
I'm not the sort who does that kind of thing, Commander. Not lightly, anyway. There was a girl I spent a lot of time with, but we kept our clothes on. Rana. She was from Turkey. Her family was very rich. But she was smart. And charming as hell. Beautiful. But not stuck up about it. Like you, I guess. Ma'am.
Alright.
Sounds like she was special to you.
She was. Maybe she felt the same. But things never felt together. Training, you know.
Fair enough.
Jump Zero's a long way from home. What was it like?
The grand gateway to humanity looks a lot better in the vids. Anyway, this was supposed to be a casual debrief, not a bull session about stuff that happened years ago.
Yeah, that's fair, but, you know, you are part of the crew.
We have to depend on each other in combat. I like knowing what kind of man I have at my back.
I understand, ma'am. I won't let you down. You, make a habit of getting this personal with everyone?
Of course, this question is going to push you more towards starting a relationship with Kaidan, so you can pick how you're gonna respond, and this does make a difference as to whether or not that relationship continues as you go forward. So we're going to sort of be non-committal here. Not exactly sure we want to be spending too much time with Kaidan, but yeah.
Of course, but I don't enjoy it with everyone. We'll talk again later.
I'll need some time to process that, Commander. But yeah, I'd like that.
Okay, Kaidan. Cool your jets. So yeah, so that's the main, the initial conversation you have with Kaidan. We could have had that before, but as I said, I'm trying to spread these conversations out over a couple of different episodes so it doesn't get too boring. We have completed a major planet mission, so our locker has restocked with new equipment. So if we open that up, so we've got, oh great, 2 assault rifles and a sniper rifle, the 2 things I don't use. Awesome. Well, fair enough. We can sell them for credits and maybe buy something better. There's one other person I wanted to talk to. If we come down here to the cargo bay, we can talk to Ashley, and she'll probably have something to say about the last mission we were just on.
Commander?
What's your opinion of the last mission?
Gotta admire those colonials. That's about the worst place for a colony I've ever seen.
That's true.
Given the option, I'd get the hell out of Dodge.
No, that's totally fair. But yeah, let's, since we're here, let's go ahead and talk to Ashley and learn a bit more about her.
Do you have a few minutes to talk? One-on-one?
Sure. I was hoping to get a minute of your time off the record.
Is this duty-related, Chief?
No, ma'am. Well, maybe. I know things are different aboard the Normandy, but I'm concerned about the aliens, Vicarian and Rex. With all due respect, Commander, should they have full access to the ship?
They're part of the crew?
You don't trust their motives because they're not human.
This is the most advanced ship in the Alliance Navy. I don't think we should give them free rein to poke around the vital systems. Engines, sensors, weapons.
I guess I can see that. But yeah, I mean, I can understand her concerns, but they've signed up to help us stop Saren. We're going to need to trust them in battle. We probably should trust them to head around the ship. So yeah, you're out of line. No, she's just raising a concern. My hands are tied. No, I mean, it definitely isn't an edict passed down from on high. I mean, we invited Rex and Garrus to come with us, and Tally too. And we're not really going to confine them to certain areas of the ship. We're gonna act as they're our allies. They're helping us fight. So, yeah.
You don't trust the Alliance's allies?
I'm not sure I'd call the Council races allies.
Really?
We, humanity, have to learn to rely on ourselves.
Well, okay. No, that's fair, but...
How do you get from relying on ourselves to mistreating our allies?
I don't mean we should mistreat them, Commander. I just think we should be prepared to go it without them. As noble as the Council members seem now, if their backs are against the wall, they'll abandon us.
Well, I can hear where she's coming from.
I don't see that as inevitable.
Look, If you're fighting a bear and the only way for you to survive is to sick your dog on it and run, you'll do it. As much as you love your dog, it isn't human. It's not racism, not really. Members of their species will always be more important to them than humans are.
That's getting dangerously close to just flat-out racism, you know? You're basically comparing, other, sapient species, that are intelligent and probably wiser than we are to dogs, and, saying that they're not worth as much to you. Which, yeah, they're not human, but does that mean we shouldn't, they're somehow less than us? Let's see. Why do you feel that? I've heard this before. Give me a break. Yeah, I've heard this before, especially from Navigator Presley upstairs.
You sound like one of those Terra Firma party pamphlets, Chief.
Terra Firma is a pack of jackals. The founders had ideals. These days they just play off xenophobia and bigotry. I hope my reasons are more rational. My father, grandfather, great-grandmother, they all picked up a rifle and swore the oath of service. I guess we just tend to think of Earth's interests as our own.
Okay. Alright, yeah, no, I guess I can kind of see that. Let's ask her for a little more information, I guess. See if we can get her perspective.
It doesn't sound like you've worked with aliens before.
No, ma'am. Mainly I've been groundside, part of the surface garrison forces. I did get a rotation on a space station for training. Every Marine a rifleman, every rifleman ZG certified.
That's odd. Your record is spotless and your technical scores are exemplary. You should be serving with the fleet.
Anyway, that's why I haven't served with many aliens, Commander.
Good change of subject there, Ashley. Sounds like there's more to that story there.
You're lucky. I lost my family on Mindoir. Are you related to anyone I'd have heard of?
Couldn't say, Commander. I read about Mindoir. The Alliance screwed the pooch on that one. Should have had a bigger garrison. Is that why you're out here? To take the fight to the pirates?
Well, that's an interesting question. I mean, yeah, we signed up with the Alliance because they saved us from pirates. But to see space, no, I don't think we're just out here for the exploration. And we're not, we're not here just out of a sense of patriotism. I don't think we're here, yeah, to make the galaxy a safer place, I guess.
I saw a lot of people die. I can't sit back and let things like that happen.
Amen to that.
So yeah, she has reasons to mistreat aliens, I suppose. Her family's been in the military for generations, and certainly humanity had a bad run-in with the Turians their first time out. So there's reasons to mistrust them, but don't necessarily need to keep these individual aliens out because humanity and the Turians had conflict when they first met each other.
Alright, I can see where your concerns are coming from, Williams, but this is a multilateral mission. You're gonna have to work with aliens, like it or not.
It won't be a problem, Commander. You say jump, I say how high. You tell me to kiss a Turian, I'll ask which cheek.
Fair enough.
I'm glad there won't be a problem.
Anything else you need, Commander?
No, I think that's it.
Dismissed, Chief.
Ma'am.
So that's Ashley. We've now talked with Ashley and Caden a little bit. A lot of people who played this game, a lot of the fans, have a lot of strong opinions about Ashley and Caden. Them in particular, because they're the human, the two human crew members, squad members, and they're also the primary romantic interest. And so there's a lot of strong opinions on both sides of the fandom about whether Caden or Ashley are good characters. Ashley is very much the stereotypical racist human that distrusts all of the aliens and doesn't want to work with them. But if you dig a little bit deeper, you can see she has reasons to mistrust them, and that was sort of her upbringing. And if you continue to talk with her and talk with her about the situation, hopefully you'll be able to turn her around and make her see things a little bit differently. Caden sometimes comes off as a little whiny, especially more whiny than people were maybe expecting for a lieutenant in the Human Alliance military. But again, he's got a lot of reasons to feel bitter about his situation. He's a biotic like our Shepard. Shepard doesn't necessarily have to be biotic, but apparently, he was taken away from his parents, forced into a boarding school to learn about biotics, and grew up in a military tradition like Ashley did, but very different. He was forced into it, and he didn't sign up voluntarily out of any particular sense of patriotism. He's staying in it because that's all he knows. That's what he grew up doing, and he wants to try and make a difference. Considering all of the stuff he had to go through. So yeah, both of them have really arch stories to them, and they can come off a bit whiny or a bit mean and racist if you're just looking at individual conversations. But if you look at them as people, they start to be a little more fleshed out. And I actually like both of their stories. But yeah, that's enough talking about to all of the members of the crew. So let's go ahead and press on and figure out where our next destination is. We've finished up Feros, but let's see what else is out there in the galaxy.
Message coming in. Patching it through.
Commander Shepard, my name is Nasana Dantius. I have a job for you. I can't say any more in an unsecured communication. If you're interested in hearing my offer, meet me on the Citadel so we can talk in person. I'll be waiting in the Diplomat's Lounge on the Presidium.
So, it sounds like someone has asked for our help, and we need to head back and resupply anyway, so I think our next destination is heading back to the Citadel.